Hello everyone, I'm Sriraman. Welcome to another episode of Voice Talks India. Today we are looking ahead into the future of voice and we will discuss emerging applications of voice that will blow your mind. Imagine using your Google Assistant to learn while you talk in natural manner, whether it is sports, entertainment or science. The Google Assistant is learning to interact like humans so information is easier to discover. The future will enable newer applications of voice. Imagine being able to place an order for your favorite coffee without having to stand in line or book movie tickets using voice. Or imagine using voice as an interpreter to ask locals for directions in Kolkata during Durga Puja. All this and more is going to be possible very soon. And we are giving away Google Home devices to those who can imagine the future. So tell us how you see the future of voice and tweet out a short response using hashtag VoiceTalksIndia on Twitter, and you could walk away with Google Home device if we select your response. Stay tuned till the end of this event to find out, and now tweet away. Voice is growing more popular day by day. The Google Assistant is available across 1 billion devices in 30 plus languages across 90 plus countries. But the future is even more exciting than you or I can imagine. And to tell us more about emerging blue sky applications of voice, we have with us Amrit Sanjeev of Google. Welcome to Voice Talks India, Amrit. Today we are talking about the future of voice.
Thanks for having me on, Sri. Let's get started.
Before we get started, let me tell you, Amrit is a developer advocate and heads engineering teams at Google. Both of us geeked out at the latest Google I/O event that was held on 18th of May, where plans for the future of voice tech were unveiled, among other things. One of the biggest updates to emerge out of I/O was to do with Lambda. Amrit, please tell us a little bit more about language model for dialogue applications. What does this mean for our users?
At Google, we always had a soft spot for language, and Lambda represents the breakthrough in conversation technology. And it's open source. Sri, no two humans talk the same way, and we never have the same conversation twice. We could be talking about cricket and RCB's chances this year, and move on to discussing Bangalore traffic and the best schools in the city and all in a span of a couple of minutes. And the cool thing is that is able to do exactly that. Human to human conversation are essentially generative and unpredictable. And that's what makes it so exciting and challenging to model. This is where Lambda comes into play, offering a smart way to mimic human speech. Lambda, like many recent language models, is built on Transformer, a neural network architecture that Google Research invented in 2017. Simply speaking, Lambda pays attention to how words relate to each other and predict what word it thinks will come next.
Wow, that sounds truly incredible. I can imagine so many use cases for Lambda. Let's play a small clip that illustrates the early stages of this technology where the bot pretends to be planet Pluto, the dwarf planet. Keep in mind that there is no human input or set script Lambda is following. It is making up content on the fly.
I'm so curious about you.
I sense your excitement. Ask me anything.
Tell me what I would see if I visited.
You would get to see a massive canyon, some frozen icebergs, geysers, and some craters.
It sounds beautiful.
I assure you it is worth the trip. However, you need to bring your coat, because it gets really cold.
I'll keep that in mind. Hey, I was wondering, have you ever had any visitors?
Yes, I have had some. The most notable was New Horizons, the spacecraft that visited me.
That must have been exciting.
The team that created New Horizons was very excited to see me. I also sent them back a picture of myself since I had not been seen up close before.
That's so great. What else do you wish people knew about you?
I wish people knew that I am not just a random ice ball. I am actually a beautiful planet.
Well, I think you're beautiful.
I am glad to hear that. I don't get the recognition I deserve. Sometimes people refer to me as just a dwarf planet.
Don't let it bother you. You're amazing.
Thank you for the kind words. I appreciate it.
Thanks for talking with me.
Anytime, I am always open for people to chat. I hope you have a great day.
Amrit, could you please talk a little bit about why this is so exceptional?
Sure, Lambda is trained in dialogue and it mimics human conversation. It does this with responses that are generative, open ended, specific, sensible, and interesting and witty at times.
So Lambda can answer very specific queries about Pluto, describing its geography as we heard in the clip. But I'm sure it doesn't stop there.
Absolutely. At Google, we want Lambda to be interesting as well and offer up unexpected or witty responses just like we humans do. Which is why, when asked what it wished people knew about Pluto, it said, I wish people knew I'm not just a random ice ball, I'm actually a beautiful planet. And in doing so, it appears to convey a deeper felt emotion, something only humans were capable of doing.
Lambda is going to be the future. How does its design reflect contemporary concerns people have?
Well, that's a great question, Sri. I want to highlight that we are working on the AI powering Lambda to make it more diverse and inclusive. So it represents users of all races, genders, and nationalities.
That's great to know. Can you tell me a little bit more about the kind of inputs Lambda will be able to process? I'm sure it goes beyond just parsing text, right?
Absolutely. When Lambda is trained on text, we communicate using multimedia, using GIFs, memes, audio, video, stickers, emojis, and a lot more. So we have built multimodal models, or what we call multitask unified model, MUM in short, that allows people to offer natural responses by using rich media. For example, one day in the future, you could say, show me the part where the lions roar at sunset, and Google will take you to the exact part of the video. Both Lambda and MUM will help Google enhance its search engine and improve responses on that Google Assistant offers over time.
All baby shark fans, be warned, your kids are going to find it easier to pull up the exact piece of content you have heard and seen only 3 billion times.
Yeah, that could definitely happen.
Amrit, at IO, Sundar also spoke about work being done to improve the interpreter capabilities of Assistant in upcoming avatars. What do you think?
Yes, Sri. The assistance interpreter model will be even more helpful when you talk to people who speak another language by offering translation real time. In fact, this feature is becoming super popular with usage growing year by year.
I could imagine this being used by our amazing athletes at Olympics in Tokyo. So that's it for the updates from Google I/O. Amrit, do you have any other announcements to share?
Yes, I'm very excited to tell you about the Made for India smartphone that Reliance has developed in partnership with Google. The Jio Phone Next, created with Google, is built to address the unique needs of millions of new smartphone users across India, enabling more Indians to access internet without compromising on affordability or usability. For many new internet users, voice technology isn't just helpful, it's critical. It provides a means for people to come online for the first time and become self-sufficient. It simplifies the way they interact with their device, given the complexity of typing regional languages. So we work closely with the Jio team on engineering and product development to offer useful voice-first features. So users can consume content, navigate the phone in their own language, even if they've never used a smartphone before.
That sounds great. Could you give us an example?
Sure, Sri. A native Hindi, Tamil, or a Bengali speaker can now get their phone to read out the content that's there on their screen. And the phone can also translate images and existing content and relate back to them in their own language. We have also added more app and media actions that enable Google Assistant to deliver a great experience on many Jio apps on this device. For example, in addition to asking for the latest cricket score or weather updates, very soon you can ask Google Assistant to play music on Jio Savan or check your balance on MyJio.
Incredible. This is a true game changer. For those who want more details about this, the links to these events are included in the description. Thank you so much, Amrit, for giving us behind the scenes look at the future of voice.
Thanks, Sri. This is a pleasure, as always.
Earlier, I had asked you to tell us how you see the future of voice using hashtag VoiceTalksIndia on Twitter to get a chance to receive a Google Home device. And I'm sure we have many interesting responses and our team will have a tough time choosing. You will be notified on Twitter if your response is selected, so watch out. You heard from Amrit from Google sharing all the latest updates from the voice tech space. Now let me introduce you to a change maker who has been creating waves within the ecosystem. She's Akansha Basin. She runs the India chapter of Women in Voice community, and she has an inspiring story of how she got to teach herself voice tech after watching a presentation by Sundar Pichai at Google I/O in 2017. And today, she has become a champion in this emerging space, helping others learn more. Over to you, Akansha.
Thanks, Sri. Hi everyone, I am Akansha Basin. I am the founder of Women in Voice India. Today, I am here to talk about the power of community and the power of voice technology, and share my story of how you can build an ecosystem and spur adoption of voice tech even as an individual. But for that, let me rewind to 2018. I still remember that day sitting in my living room watching the Google I/O event and feeling really inspired when I saw Sundar Pichai present Google Duplex, where an assistant schedules appointments on our behalf. And that one moment, I felt really inspired, and that proved to be a turning point for me. I was inspired to learn more about how to build actions on Google, and it was really easy to get started. Soon, I wanted to share my learnings and began leading workshops in my colleges and even in co-working spaces in India. So far, I have hosted more than 20 sessions across different states, reaching out to audience curious and interested in learning more about voice technology, and in hands-on manner too. I was always fascinated by the people who are making contributions to the voice ecosystem and programs. To name a few, I really admire Pete of Modev and John, the founder of Women in Voice Global. I got to know about Pete when I heard about the Voice Summit AI conference, and I really wanted to attend and reached out to Pete and shared my contributions in the community with him. He was really happy to hear this. I became the ambassador for the Voice Summit too. And the coming year, I also filled a CFP and spoke at the next edition of the conference, Voice Global, to share my experiences on an international stage. One thing led to another. John encouraged me and helped me in setting up the Women in Voice India chapter so that I can amplify and leverage the participation of women in the voice communities and tech. In fact, in the Women in Voice inaugural summit hosted this year, I was thrilled to be awarded the Global Up and Coming Voice Award. So, just goes to show that you can connect and create change in your individual capacity, no matter where you are. Today, Women in Voice has grown. We are a very active and strong community with chapters across continents and countries. Anyone can volunteer and join us for free, attend our community events, and build new skills. And with the interest in voice tech only growing by leaps and bounds, we are just getting started. And here's why you should join us. Become a part of the WIP community and you can help us, and you can also find lifelong mentors or potential project collaborators who have same skill set you are looking for, and you can attend our community events, find speaking engagements, and maybe even represent us globally. And the opportunities are endless for women who want to be at the forefront at this new wave, and everyone is welcome. The possibilities are endless. Perhaps you are thinking of creating your own startup in your domain of speech recognition, want to build your own voice application, or if you are a new age marketer looking to launch your VoiceFirst campaign. Irrespective of your domain expertise of knowledge, you stand to benefit from being a part of this thriving community. The WIP India chapter is just a year old, having launched formally during July last year. And during the pandemic, it has been really challenging organizing events remotely, but we have come a long way. Creators and companies working in conversation design, As we go forward, we want to do more. We want to host hackathons, share technical expertise and know-how, collaborate with student developers, startups, and established firms, and get more women and allies to participate. And we want to grow in strength and knowledge as a community. As for the woman in voice, I believe the future is bright. It's inclusive, it's diverse, and it's powered by community like ours. So, we welcome you all and everyone who is passionate about voice tech to join us. To join Web India, you can drop an email at india@womeninvoice.org. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to be a part of Voice Talks India to talk about a squad I'm really passionate and proud to belong to. And now, let's hear from other change makers who are helping strengthen the VoiceFirst ecosystem in India. Thank you.
Hi all, my name is Arpita Kumar and I'm a senior content strategist for the Google Assistant's personality team. One of the most exciting things right now in the voice space is how these digital assistants are so incredibly easy to adopt. And voice is the gateway for new users of this technology or of the internet to interact with their devices. For me, it's really rewarding to witness users who have literacy challenges to overcome them by using voice. An inspiring project that I have worked on was how by 2019 we had launched the personality of the Google Assistant in 8 new Indic locales in addition to Hindi and Indian English. We had a very thoughtful approach to crafting the persona of the Google Assistant in these new languages. We made sure that the assistant was linguistically accurate, culturally relevant, and natural sounding. Thank you for listening.
Hi, my name is Anjali and I'm the Consumer Experience Lead for Mondelez India and Bangladesh. The thing that I find most exciting about voice is the rapid growth of the platform in recent years, and of course the versatility of the medium. You can use voice today to reach out to your consumers at every step of the consumer journey. You can use voice to drive engagement as well as conversion, or just to get feedback from consumers on your products and brands. In more recent times, we partnered with Google using the Google Voice Assistant to drive one of our brand propositions on 5-star with a simple invocation of, "Okay Google, eat a 5-star," we could get to interact with our consumers by sending them wacky answers to the most searched Google queries. Whatever way you look at it, voice is the future of modern marketing.
Hi, my name is Sarandeep and I am a conversational AI manager at Novo Nordisk and co-founder of Women in Voice India, a chapter that we started to really help women and underrepresented communities in India to get a voice in voice. My career with conversational AI started way back in 2016 when Google had recently acquired API8.ai, which is now Dialogflow, and the space was really getting hot. And over the years, I have worked as a technical program manager, as a product manager, as a functional consultant, as a conversation designer, having done a range of projects across the life cycle. And now I currently own the strategy and the end-to-end delivery for the team here at Novo Nordisk. In terms of the key challenges that I have faced over the years is really the making the stakeholders understand that voice cannot be an afterthought and you cannot reuse and repurpose your existing projects and platforms and add voice to that. That is not going to give them the experience that they're looking for. Future for voice for me is a voice first world that is connected and where everything is connected by voice and conversations are more natural and seamless and the experiences are not an afterthought. That for me is the voice first world that I am hoping to be part of. Thank you.
Hi everyone, I'm Pallavi. I'm founder and CEO of Espresso Labs, where we build voice-based concierge systems for hotels. Having worked with hotels across India, Europe, Middle East, I can confidently say that voice has a massive role to play in minimizing the language barriers across the globe. I have seen guests coming in from Russia with no understanding of Hindi or English effectively communicate with the hotel staff in remote parts of Rajasthan using voice technology. We're all seeing a growing popularity of voice in the consumer front, and I personally believe that voice can have multiple applications in the enterprise segment as well.
Thank you, Akansha, for sharing your story with us, and thanks to all the incredible women at the forefront of this technology. Hey all, as we draw to the close of another exciting edition of Voice Talks India, I want to take this opportunity to welcome my long-term collaborator and community partner Pete of Modev and executive producer of Voice Talks. His team and him have built a global community of voice enthusiasts, and we are very happy to have collaborated with Google and Modev to bring you the past few editions of Voice Talks India in its Indian avatar.
Well, thank you, Shri. It's great to be here with you and the Agraya team, and it's been wonderful to collaborate this past year and a half. Voice Talk started out of necessity. In the face of the pandemic, we had to find a way to stay connected with the ecosystem, to talk with and have conversations with developers and conversational designers, brands and tech enthusiasts. And it's worked out well for us. We have actually reached more than 125,000 subscribers over the past year. We have close to 1 million views across all of our episodes and clips. And we even got awarded a Webby Award for the best virtual category. And that's been a huge feather in our cap for the Voice Talks team. So here we are, a year and a half into Voice Talks, and now we're taking another step forward and welcoming a new show host that we're really excited about. Megan Grace has a deep understanding of technology. She also has a deep understanding of applications at scale and Google Assistant experience. All these things combined really make Megan the ideal host for Voice Talks going forward to drive those conversations and bring more to the community.
Megan, welcome. You and I are halfway across the world from each other, but I suspect we share a whole lot of interest as you now take the role of Voice Talks host.
Absolutely, Shri. Thanks for having me. Hello, everyone. And I imagine as far as common ground goes, it really starts with our interest in voice technology. I know one of the things I love about this space is how dynamic it is. It's just fascinating. And I do feel like we learn about amazing new use cases on a pretty regular basis. There are so many ways in which voice can improve accessibility and make things easier or faster to do, and generally just make life more enjoyable and make it easier to engage with our technology. That's certainly one of the reasons I'm most excited to take on this exciting new role as the Voice Talks host, because I get now a front row seat in this industry. I get to hear from all of the experts on the latest trends and insights and really where the space is going.
Absolutely. I learn something new every day. Would love to hear about your journey in voice tech started. Tell us all about it.
Sure. So it starts with Google. I've been at Google a little over 7 years, and I actually began my time there on the legal team where I was negotiating commercial deals for various product areas, one of which was the Google Assistant. And so I would partner really closely with our business development team to get contracts in place for exciting new things that the Google Assistant was going to be used for. One of which, for example, was launching celebrity voices on the Google Assistant. And I realized after not too long that I really liked what that team, the business development team, was doing better than what I was doing on the legal side of the house. So it didn't take me long to transition over to our partnerships team, where I've now been for several years. And I've worked on everything from the personality development for the Google Assistant to speech data licensing to improve the assistant's fluency in various languages, to what I'm doing now, which is working with top global brands to help people around the world connect with their loved ones using voice. We launch really great integrations for messaging and video calling with the Google Assistant. So it's all really teed me up nicely for taking on this new role as host. I think I bring a breadth of experience in the voice space, and I am really excited in that capacity to start hearing from this community. How are they using voice? What do they love about it? And where do they see the industry headed?
Absolutely. Thank you, Megan. And it is so exciting to think about all the conversations you're going to have going forward. When I think back on this last year, we have been fortunate to speak with so many companies from India that are really doing cutting edge voice tech applications. Companies like Agraya, but also so many others like Haptic, OpenStream, Symbol.ai, and many more. And I'm just excited that, we get to, through Voice Talks, connect the global voice tech community and find out what else is ahead.
Absolutely. In very short time, we have managed to build a powerful community of voice enthusiasts. They share their work in progress ideas with us. They send us ideas for actions on Google. They want to build, seek insights from experts, participate in our polls to get their hands on assistant devices. We are an enthusiastic lot and we have questions to ask and stories to share.
That's why we're excited to say that we want to keep the conversation going, and we'll be moving Voice Talks India to Voice Talks Global. You can catch our next episode on August 26th at 11 a.m. Pacific time. Please join us and stay tuned for more updates, which you can find on our website at voicetalks.ai.
So excited for the future. It's brighter, bolder, shinier, and it's powered by voice. Register by visiting the website voicetalks.ai to hear more from us. The next episode airs on August 26th. See you all there.